All right, here's the watch list for Monday, March 12th. You can see the SPY right back up near recent highs after this big sell-off bounce. Looked like it was going to go back down, and now it's right back up. So a lot of positive economic news, and the market feels very strong. Also starting to see some really nice action in the small caps again, and that's where I make most of my money is from the small caps. So I think things are looking really good going into this week. All right, so here's what I'm watching on Monday. Let's get this going here. INNT. This is kind of obscure, but had this crazy move from like, I don't know, $5 to over 20. Pulled back for a couple days, then a small bounce, and now it's kind of consolidating sideways. Stupid thin stock, so you really have to trade this small if it gives any kind of setup at all. I'm not optimistic that it will, but the spreads on it are stupid, and so not my favorite on this list by any stretch, but certainly worth having on a chart. ITUS had a pretty nice 3 or 4 day run, and it hit 468, and it's kind of flagging tightly below that, so maybe over that high, over that 468 high, it certainly has room to pop on the daily. Believe it or not, dry ships. All right, now you can't tell anything here till I zoom in a little bit and get all that chaos out of it. It's kind of a handsome chart. Now you had this pop back here to 559, and then just a series of lower highs, and then it kind of topped out here at 4. Kind of tried to retest it here, and it's got nice support right below 350, and a little bit of extra volume on Friday, and so over 4 is kind of a handsome chart. So I haven't had dry ships on watch in a long time, but I think it's worth watching. INFI had this pop back here to 284. It's kind of consolidating below that now. Certainly interesting over 260. RKDA got a huge pop on Friday. Pan out a little bit here. Still not even a million shares on this candle that went from 602 to 1160. So you can tell it's kind of a thin stock, but maybe we get a kind of a low risk red to green in it or something. Certainly worth watching. NETE, kind of ahead of itself now, but when you go to intraday, this thing has some really nice spikes. Yeah, let me just go to 5-minute candles. So you had the gap up on Thursday, looked like it was rolling over, and then all of a sudden went crazy to the upside. And then Friday took off out of the gate, looked like it was rolling over, and wait for it, ripped through the highs again. So you want to keep NETE on watch all week. Who knows if Monday's the day. Feels like it needs to come in, but anyway. ZSAN, with this crazy move here, we do have only one red day in the bank now, but sometimes when things are really, really strong, one red day and then it's right back up. So I'm putting it on watch. TNTR had a really nice day on Friday from 494 to 663, closing near its highs. Doesn't have a lot of chart history to go on. Recent IPO. I hate to say recent because it was back in, let's see, what date did it IPO? June 30th of 2017, but and less than a year, so I can still say recent, I guess. And its biggest day ever on volume and price. So let's watch this one. SPKE, another one with big relative volume. I would note that this big spike here is still only 1.5 million shares. So not a massive volume day, but relatively speaking for this stock it is, and it closed pretty strong, so I want to watch that one. A couple more. PCMI had this big pop on Thursday, kind of a quiet inside day on Friday, looking for a possible third day play there. And then JAGX sub-dollar stock had this huge move from 14 cents to 44 cents on Thursday, and then gave back a lot of that on Friday on lower volume. I usually prefer a pullback to kind of hang out closer to the highs from that day, but still worth watching. If it gives a proper setup, we could get a 10, 20, 30% move in 30 minutes, and that's why I love the small cap. So we'll see what happens. Plenty to watch, though. I'm going to slide this over real quick to show you NIHD from Friday. Call I made in chat. You can see it time-stamped. I put NIHD over $1.45, and that's where it triggered, and you had catalyst above. That's why these lines are there. And it just ripped. It ended up going to $1.88. So from $1.46 to $1.88, very, very nice percentage move. And this is what I mean when I say the small caps are starting to work again. So really excited about this week coming up and expecting some big things. All right. Also, look below. There's links to our free webinars, a lot of free content. So go check out our free webinars. On a Sunday is a good time to study. A lot of free stuff there, and a link to a special offer for our chat room and course too. So I'm going to leave it at that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see everybody on Monday.